Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel following my market analysis on WTI. Just want to share a couple of trades that I've done on yesterday, on Friday, and no, actually there was one on the 28th, so that was on Thursday, and the other one was on Friday. The reason why I want to share this is it could be interesting for you, but also for me to keep track on it and have some memory about it, because I want to reproduce as much as I can trade 1 and avoid trade 2 as much as I can. I'm going to explain why. First one, the trade 1, that was a winning trade. I entered a long position here on 31 and exited near the top. It was on 34, so took that swing entirely from the bottom to the top, and the reason for the success and why I'm happy with that trade is that looking there, I was clearly following the strategy. So the strategy for me is that I need to buy either on an area of support or sell on a resistance, but something significant. So we had that drop from 34 until here 31, and we can see it was solid support in the past. So there was clearly a nice entry point. The second thing I need before I trigger buy or sell is I need something in terms of the price action. So either divergence, which is a loss of momentum, or the price action is showing an engulfing candle, a hammer, or a morning star, that kind of figures that could actually show that the buyers are taking over when before entering long. So on that trade here, you can clearly see that on the 1 hour we had clear divergence that did actually trigger here, but the most interesting for me was that one there. So that last drop touching the resistance line 31 was a clear divergence here, and then it did pick up there, no follow through. So to me that was a clear buy signal, so I entered long here, fully in position, because it could set the stop loss below the previous low week, so with volatility setting up at 30.5, so that's very comfortable stop loss, and of course with the target was the top of the range, was comfortable as well. The target I did set 34 because at that time we had a valid trend line that was capping the price, so I was running from that point here up to here. So adjusted on the 30 minutes, it's actually matching exactly that point. So I did set my target at 34, which was the other part of the plan, and I didn't change it. So when I had 34, I entered 34 as a target, and I executed the sell of that position here, regardless of what could have happened later, even if it would have actually shot up higher. But yes, that was the plan, and I stick to it. The other thing is also, before taking the position, I didn't have any bias, and even if I was bearish on WTI because of dropping open interest and everything, didn't actually stop me to buy in the market, should the chart actually show that it was actually time to buy and not sell, because selling at that level would have been very dangerous anyway, and probably not, I would have been of course not successful on that instance. And now finally, for the successful trade, I think, is there was no re-entry. So following the trade, closed it here, didn't actually try to re-enter a bit higher to catch up the following move or reverse the trade to actually catch a short, but I was just resting on the cash and not getting too stressed out by having another position running. So that was for the win one. When we look at the last one, which was pretty much doing the exact opposite of everything I've done for the first one, and sadly that's something definitely need to work on to avoid that to happen again. Reducing the occurrence at the moment, but it's still fortunately having emotion taking over, kind of thing, or over trading sometimes and not wanting to be side of the market. And it was definitely a mistake on that one. So first, so I did open short here. So we had at that time a valid trend line running from the top here The market was also very bearish, so we have the S&P dropping, and everything was pointing to a continuation of the move down. So when I did open the position, it was sitting somewhere here, and I opened the first. Of course, that trend line wasn't existing at that time, but there was opening short at 32. So first of all, there's no signal here, so we can see there's no divergence bullish, but continuation is definitely not clear either for the move. And I saw that this MA would be actually holding the price or capping the price. It was clearly wrong, so strategy not followed. Also, you can see there was no actual resistance setting just up there, nothing actually very valid, so very hard to put the stop loss low enough. The second one is that time the bearish bias took over, and I saw that after that rejection on 34, which was a lower high compared to the previous one at 34.4, that we were going to move lower, at least to 31. And despite not having clear signal, I didn't short on this because I saw that was actually confirming the bias I had about the market. So clearly wrong, not a good thing to do, and it was too risky entry. No, that was a lost trade, and I did actually take all the profit I made with the first one, so nothing dramatic, but still a bit of a shame to give up on some profit for 2 days. So no, on the positive side, what I've saved the trade and not getting that out of control was that I didn't deviate from the stop loss. So my stop loss was clearly set higher. I think I can point that somewhere here. Yeah, just point that. I had the stop loss set here at 34.5, so just above that level here, and that resistance, that was the limit I was allowing for that trade and not going higher. So no deviation from the stop loss. I didn't move it, didn't trying to actually increase the stop loss and put in higher, let it where it was. Second one was the position size, so it was reasonable enough not to expose myself too much, so it was less than 10% of my account. I had set the 1% loss limit of my account on that trade, and that was sitting at 34.5, so also acceptable. And finally, I did scale my entry, so I didn't enter full short here, but I set another one a little bit higher on that rejection, I believe, second entry. I tried another one on that level here at 34, and then finally gave up on the 34.5 and taking the loss. So yeah, of course it could have gone the other way, exiting here and seeing the price crashing down after this and having a successful trade. But in any case, it was a good thing to follow the plan, even if the plan was wrong and clearly it was a failed trade. So yeah, that's about it. We'll now focus on making more of that one here and reducing that one the most I can, even eliminating it completely, that wouldn't hurt. So yeah, hopefully you take something out of this, and yeah, if you have any comments, happy to share. Cheers, speak to you soon, bye.